What is going on, boys?
Yo, yo.
All right, let's just get all this nonsense out of the way. Welcome, welcome. How's everybody's weekend?
Fantastic.
Gotta start out with the good stuff.
Pretty good. Just kick back, watch some football today. Not much. Watch the Giants win.
Yeah, speaking of football, just anybody that's not on the cast that knows, we do have a fantasy football league this year that we started up. We'll probably do some other fantasy leagues too, but man, Joshua's team is crushing it. I don't know who that is in the Discord,
Yeah,
but he's
that's
ahead of
my
me.
boy.
I need him to lose a few games because, quite frankly, I want to be in first. I didn't even look at my teams this week because I've been busy doing things, but uh, yeah, I
You're
think I'm
losing
doing
to me
okay.
right now. You're losing to me right now.
Am
The
I
worst
losing
in
to
the
you?
league.
Shit.
Yeah, bro.
How bad is it? Let me look.
Dude, and my team flanked this week. Like all my top players, Sutton got 3 points. Chase only got 8 points. Cooper only got 5 points. Everyone but Taylor and Connor has just flatted this week.
And I
But
like,
it's happening to you too. Your quarterback Burrow only got 9.3 points.
yeah, it's
So it kind of screwed you there.
yeah, Burrow only got me 9. Let's see, Eckler's only had 3 points. What? Aaron Jones only had 2 points. What is this? What is this game? And I sat Kittle on my bench because he was injured and been on IR. And man,
Of
that
course
has
he goes.
been, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, okay, well, I guess I lose one. I go back another one. Are you in this week, Julian?
I don't
Uh,
think Jordan's in.
No? What about, okay, and then just to let everybody know, we got a special guest on today. We got Whippet from the Discord. Whippet, how are you doing today?
Doing okay, thanks. How are you?
I'm pretty good, just kicking it. Are you in this league with us in this fantasy league? Or did you join too late?
No, I'm not. I don't really follow football that much. I've been more of a basketball guy, but not even following that these days. I'm just trying to keep up with my trades in
Yeah,
the real world, not
you
fantasy.
you like
Well, my trades are more like fantasy.
when you say basketball, do you mean like NBA or are you a March Madness guy?
Yeah, NBA.
Okay. I figured I'd ask everybody. Everybody is so torn between college and the NBA. So, just so everybody knows, Whippet's one of the guys that joined pretty early on in the Discord. He came in. I will never let him live down the fact that every day this guy needs a 300% gain. He came in one day and was like, "Guys, I'm down bad. I need a 300% banger. Who's got a 300% banger for me?" We just it was a good time, but I'll never let him live it down. But I
Oh,
guess
he'll
we're
never
all
get enough
like
of that.
we were all like, "Who is
That
this
is
guy?"
true. I was half joking there, but yes.
Well, everybody's well, I mean, I yell at Mike every day to give me a 300% banger, so I don't blame you one bit. Except this.
Well, you guys have delivered that to me, so I got to say,
Amen.
I'm more than one patient.
Yeah.
So why don't you before we get into the week, Whippet? Why don't you give us a little bit of a backstory to you? I want to hear a little bit about Whippet here.
Okay. Let's see. Um, I'm originally from upstate New York. Moved out here when to LA when I was 3. Grew up primarily in the San Fernando Valley. Um, and I went to UCLA. Started college pretty young. I got my master's degree when I was 18, so I guess I got a lot of attention for that. Got my bachelor's when I was 17 and my master's when I was 18. And my degree is in organic chemistry. Um, and when I was getting my degree, when I was getting my master's, I was a graduate teaching assistant. So I was teaching undergrads, primarily pre-med students, and I came up with a way of getting their interest because they found the organic chem to be a difficult subject. And I had the idea of doing rap to teach them their reactions because they said, "Oh, this is so much memorization. I'll never be able to learn this stuff." And I came in one day, baggy pants and a Flavor Flav clock around my neck, and it was it was kind of a big thing. I got a lot of press coverage for it. I got on TV, a bunch of talk shows and news programs, and I
So,
started. I They would remember this stuff, and their test scores improved, and so something interesting happened to me uh, because all these news programs started covering me. Um, I guess you could say Hollywood came calling. Um, I got calls from people saying, "Do you want a career in this?" And so suddenly, uh, I had to. Um I got record companies and talent agencies calling me, and for a while, I had Billy Joel's manager managing me, and so I was, uh, it didn't quite work out the way everybody told me it would. I didn't get a record deal, but you know, I had uh, I had people telling me that they were going to make TV series based on my life, and um,
Hell yeah.
it was quite exciting for a while. Um, I had people promise me a lot of things, but as a lot of people will discover in this business, people make a lot of promises and they don't deliver. Um, but what I did end up doing was um, I invented a lot of ideas uh, involving digital distribution of music, and I was involved with the .com world for a while, and uh, a lot of the things that uh, we now see, like YouTube and uh, iTunes. I had a business plan for a company called DJ Dog, and I went to business with the ex-president of CBS. He was my business partner, a guy named Bud Grant, who no longer is with us. And our company had 99-cent download before iTunes existed, and we got $5 million funding commitment um, to develop all that. And unfortunately, the company that did that put forth that funding commitment was a public company. And 2 days before they were sending us the $5 million wire, their stock went from $26 to 50 cents, and they reneged on the funding commitment. So I just basically had a breakdown, if you will. I said to Bud, I can't, if this is what it's going to be like, I can't go through with it. And Bud said, "Oh, don't worry, we'll get somebody else to fund the company." And I just I couldn't deal with it. So uh, eventually decided I'm going to go back to my core competency, which is science. And, one of my I had a doctor, a dermatologist, who came to me and he said, "Hey, you're you're good at writing. You're good at medicine because my specialty was when I was in chemistry was anti-cancer and antiviral drug development. So he said to me, "Look, I've done a clinical trial. Will you write up the clinical trial results for me so I can get it published?" And I said, "Sure." And the other thing he said was, "Can you write stuff up for my website?" And I said, "Sure, I can do that." And that became my next career. I didn't know there was such a thing called medical writing, but turns out that's a big niche in the marketplace, medical writing and digital web agencies. And that has been my career for the last 15 plus years.
Nice.
And I specialize in creating digital content for doctors, hospitals, and attorneys. Um, although, I do service other sorts of businesses. And, I'm looking to, I have sort of a little secret project that I'm developing for an app to bring healthcare to underserved populations. But you asked how I got into trading, and that actually happened when I was a little kid. You know, in second grade, uh, my my teacher, she was reading the newspaper, and she showed me how to read the stock tables, and I was interested at that point. And then when I was, I don't know, about 11 or 12, my dad said, if you're interested in this stuff, maybe you want to invest and you can have an account under my name. And so I said, sure. And we used to watch Wall Street Week. I don't know if anybody knows that program, Wall Street Week with Louis Rukeyser. It was on PBS. It was like a very popular show.
I haven't heard
Uh,
of that in forever.
yeah, it was it was like an iconic show up until like I think 2013. That's when he died, Louis Rukeyser,
Yeah.
and he had every market expert that you can think of on. He had Fed chairman on. And he called them the elves, and they would predict uh, market trends. And we would watch that every Friday. Dad and I would watch that, and um, something would something started happening. I was It was 1987. I was a little kid, and uh, that's when he opened the first couple of accounts for me under the uniform UTMA. It's called the
Nice.
Uniform Transfer to Minors Act, and they were Fidelity mutual funds.
Oh,
And
nice. Nice.
yeah,
Okay.
and
Cool.
something happened um, around September of '87. I said, Dad, I want to sell those funds because I think the market is topping out. And he said, well, okay, the market, everything's really high now. I said, I don't feel it. So, he had his own accounts, obviously. They were doing great. He didn't listen to me. And October was the next month, obviously, and things started to go down. And there were 3 days in October that had successive declines. Um,
Hmm.
and it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of the third week in October, and they had really sharp declines. And remember, we were eating at a Japanese restaurant on Friday before the big market crash, which was October 19th of 1987.
Okay.
And he said, Gabe, what do you think the market's going to do on Monday? And I said, I don't know why. I think the market's going to go down 500 points. The Dow's going to go down 500 points. And he says, "You're crazy. That's never happened."
Yeah.
And it went down, as you may know, 508.32 points
So
on
you guessed. So you
Monday.
guessed the correction.
Yes.
So you
Crazy.
predicted
And
or not the correction, I should say, the crash. You predicted the pretty close
I
to the
predicted the
exact number.
crash.
Wow.
Yeah, and in fact, I was there. I was on the UCLA campus because I, I was in, I was a very, very young student. Uh, I got
And
into college when I was 11.
yeah.
Um,
And that's when it all
and
started, huh?
that's when it all started. I was, uh,
Okay.
and
Cool.
they were taking, people were making bets on how low the market was going to go that morning. I was sitting on Bruin Walk, which is the main thoroughfare of the campus, and they were saying, how low is the market going to go? And I said, it's going to go 500 points, and nobody believed me. But that's what happened that day. And from that point on, I was interested, and I really didn't. I didn't do that much until in the 90s.
Well, since
Like
we
I
got
said,
since we got your
but
crystal ball here, I guess
yeah,
let's just hop into the week, and I'm gonna ask you for
yeah.
predictions at the end then, since and
Well,
let's see what happens. Let's see how right you can
okay.
be again. You're gonna call our next 300% game then. I don't know why you're asking us for it, but
Yeah, for
anyways,
real.
let's
I don't know. I was I was good at that point, but it's not that easy. I just had a feeling because everything was overvalued,
yeah.
commodities were looking good, um, and I also believe in what Peter Lynch and Warren Buffett said. Buy what you know and buy what you like. So
Yep.
we'll talk about that
Yep.
a little more.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So numbers. Why
Yeah.
don't you
Let's.
start us from Monday here, and let's look through the week, and then we'll touch on at the end of the show here on some predictions
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
all
So
that stuff.
so on Monday, I think we had a little bit of a repeat offender on Monday, right? BTTTX or BTTX.
So
Oh,
so
yep.
I don't think BTT. I think you're thinking of BTTK. I don't think we played BTTX just yet. Yeah,
I'm
no, not
staring at it.
early.
BKKT.
Am I looking at
Yeah.
Tuesday already, or am I looking at the week
So
before?
So Monday was the
I
first time
dozed
we
off a
touched
little bit.
BTTX, right? So we hit it from 1340 to 2940, which is 119%. I remember that one we
Yeah, that
hit.
was Monday, right?
That was Monday, yeah. So that was the
Right.
first time we
Okay.
touched it.
Oh,
But
okay,
yeah,
okay. Yeah, I was thinking BTTK, huh? Man,
yeah,
you
you're thinking
guys.
BKKT is what you're thinking. But
Oh,
yes,
okay. Yeah, walk.
so I
Okay, walk
seen
me through it. Walk me through it.
Yeah. So I seen BTTX early on in the pre-market. It was getting some love. I'm actually staring at the chart right now because I knew we were going to start there. And I seen that one early on in the pre-market. It was, it had a little bit of a oversold kind of right here on the MFI, and then it had unusual volume as well in the pre-market. So I'm trying to get the exact time here that I had alerted it. Let me pull it here. And then I took it a little bit later. It started to pick up. I seen it cross over a key resistance level that it had over here at the. God, what the heck is going on with my chart here? Hold on. Pull up the 5 minute. 5 minutes the best. So it broke over that 200 early on, that 200 EMA on the 5, and that's when I seen it break that key resistance level. It hit that 13 1340-ish is where I grabbed it, and yeah, it was a monster play for us on Monday. And then we hit up, what was after BTTX? What date am I on right now? I'm on the wrong date here. BTTX, we hit also, hold on, we hit BKKT. That was from Bookworm. Shout out Bookworm. He hit up BKKT. I remember we were chatting, me and him, on Sunday, and he was saying, I forget exactly what he was saying, but it was, I know that the catalyst had hit the week before and it ran to $60, and he was
I
calling
was
for
in
an
that
all-time
too.
high
Thank
out of
you,
it.
Bookworm.
Yeah, BKKT. Yeah, you hit that with the options. So we hit that with the equities again on Monday. So this is the, second time around we hit it for 25%. So Monday, we could really tell that the market this past week has been like, you get like one runner in the morning, you got one big runner. If you don't catch the other, couple 25, 30%ers, and then it slowed down, slows down until about the end of the day, power hour, and then it heats up again. And then we were seeing these monstrous after hour runs. So BTTX was the one runner. We happened to catch it that day, thank God. And then we got BKKT as well as FGF, which was a wonder alert. And we were in super early on FGF. That one ended up going for a lot more than what the recap has it at during the week. All the pumpers found it. They ended up taking that thing to, I think, $8-10. Let me pull it up here. FGF was a monster, though. I wonder had us in way early, and we probably should have took that as a swing, but can't be perfect all the time. So we took FGF. Actually went to 720. And that was after about a day later it ran. But yeah, so we had FGF. NN was another good one that I found for us. 1272 ran to almost 1525, 1528. And then I believe Julian hit us off with SLGG for another whopping percentage gain, another 17%. So we had a decent Monday. We've been, besides these past couple of weeks, man, it was so slow. We were dying out there. We were just playing spy just to get by. So to see these 100% runners daily has been such a blessing. And then it looks like we didn't have any losses on that, but we did have a swing trade, CSCW. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
I hear you.
What about
Oh,
you,
yeah, I
Julian?
hear
How did your Monday go? I know you hit up SLGG.
Yeah, what did you see in that trade? Why? Because you've played it a couple times, right?
Yeah, so I've been playing it every time on that $3 bounce. They just had about 2 weeks ago. They had news. They acquired a advertising company. I forget the name off the top of my head, but they paid what was very um, special about this news is they paid the company that they acquired 50% in cash and 50% in shares. And so they paid this company. I think it's called Meta.
I'll tell
Meta.
you right now.
They're heading into Roblox. So
Okay.
that was um, you know, but they're an advertising company.
So
So they issued shares, about $3.5 million worth of shares at $2.91.
Streaming
okay.
OTT network, Clicks TV.
So you actually
CLIX
grabbed it down at $3 on Friday or something, right? Is that where you were in at? Because I know on the trade for the day trade we have it at 373 is when we alerted it. But did
Yeah.
you made a little bit more? Is that what I'm hearing?
So yeah, so it's touched $3 about, I want to say, in the last couple weeks a few times. So I play that bounce, it goes to 3, you scalp to 330. Sometimes you get lucky, it shoots up to 340. But what was interesting about this week, the big run up, is it had a lot of volume. Usually the volume's just very very light, and price will get up there. And so it kind of caught my eye because we did see some heavy resistance up in that 350 range. And so
It
I saw,
hit the
So
it hit the daily. Hit the
yeah.
daily 200 EMA and rejected is what I'm
Did you
seeing on the daily.
so did you hold it through 340 then, or did you cut it at 340 like you normally do?
so I normally took profit, and then I saw volume was very, very strong for the most part. from an average day. And so that's why I put the alert in around, I think I put 353 or 357.
Okay.
And when I broke that, I think it rocketed from there. It did a little pullback, and then we saw a lot of volume come in, and I think it touched what's high of day, like 436 or something, 435.
438. I think I'm staring at it here on
Yeah.
the screen. But yeah, like so you do this with a couple of the different stocks though, right? Because we were doing the same thing with ME for a long time. And then the
Yeah.
one time we cut early, and Mike
Yep.
happened to be in it and he ran
Yep.
that thing all the way up.
Yes,
But
sir.
I was curious if you did the same thing or if you learned from your mistakes.
So no, I mean
Yeah,
I
y'all were playing with ME for like weeks, and then I
Yeah.
remember I took that play, and Julian was like, "It's gonna reject there." I think it was it $9?
920
Push that
rejects every time.
push that right through, boy.
1350 high of day, I think 1330 on
Yeah.
Friday.
All right,
So,
all right, let's step into Tuesday then. Let's see. We had a few miscalculates right there. We had a TKAT at a break even and NXTD. Like what called those out to you and why didn't they go the way we thought they would?
So yeah, I alerted both of those plays, and we are always transparent when we do take a loss or a break even. TCAT was one I seen WKEY made a nice pop, and I thought TCAT would follow on the sympathy, on the momentum, their NFT plays. And it looked like they were heating up. That whole sector was heating up. I was seeing a lot of chatter on it, so I took TCAT. Skeptical. It was a skeptical play, and it ended up not moving at all. It just was sideways the rest of the day. If you look at the Tuesday chart on it, it was a little bit over break even. You could have called it a 4% or 4 cent scalp, but I didn't want to, I didn't want to put that on the gains list. So I just put that as a break even because I ended up selling it, for like a 4 penny raise. And then NXTD, I got in late on that one. So that one, it took off. Let me pull up that chart, NXTD.
Yeah, and while you're pulling that up, I want to ask, did anybody in here in the chat or in Discord, did anybody play Peloton or did anybody play Nvidia this week? Because somehow we missed both of those plays as shot callers.
The earnings you're talking about for Peloton?
So
That
option did
those
play
option
NVIDIA.
drops. You did? Okay. I
Yeah.
didn't know if you alerted it. I was a little out and in all week.
Yeah, so we alerted the scalp. I don't think I definitely didn't hold for that massive run up, but wow.
Yeah, and then
I didn't.
Peloton just fell off a fucking or off a bridge, right? I don't.
Yeah.
That
It
one
did not hit
we should have been
earnings.
on that one. We should have been on that one because anybody should have been able to guess. Anybody that's been trading at a decent amount of time should be able to guess Peloton was missing that earnings report. They had a massive run up during COVID. All the people buying their bikes and all their equipment because they got to be staying at home. Everyone had to be staying at home and all that good stuff. But now it's coming to an end. People are going back to the gym. I shit the bed on that one. I'm not gonna lie. I seen that drop and I was like, damn, yo, I should have been all over that. But you
Yeah,
can't stray on the missed trades.
and then we had someone in chat say language, and I apologize, and I'm gonna apologize for Mike right there too. We need to work on being family friendly, but we're on a trading floor to be honest with you. Like
Yeah.
every now and then they slip out. But we did have some winners on Tuesday, right? We had a MTCR, BKKT. We came back to it again for another 10%. Fun, another little
Yeah, that was a
sympathy
good
play.
one.
Yeah,
It took fun. Yeah, it took fun purely on technicals. That was flagging. It was flagging on the 1 hour chart. There was not that there wasn't as much volume as there usually is, but a lot of the times when you find a nice technical setup and it hits that end and it breaks out, you'll get that algo. The algorithms will take it up for a little bit of a spin. So that's like what a lot of my trades will start out as is like a technical breakout. Like I look for a wedge, a flag. I like to flip through charts till I find a nice setup. I'm not. I love volume. Volume's great. And I like getting in though on the setup and then watching the volume take the trade afterwards. So fun was beaten down, oversold. Had a nice setup. Took that at 360 There he is. Ended up breaking out and going for about 42%. So that was a nice trade.
What happened?
And I didn't paper hand that one either. I rode that one all the way up too.
I'm sorry. I don't know what just happened, but let me just pop some things back out here.
Did it boot us off YouTube?
No. I think we're still good. Just check with the fam in the chat. Are we still good, chat?
I mean,
We got Whippet still.
Okay. I guess my Discord just decided to take a little nap.
Take a break.
All right. And then so
go ahead. No, go ahead.
yeah, so I was gonna bring up I know a play that we really missed on that we didn't put on the list because only a few of us took it and we didn't really alert it, but it was Chegg, CHGG. I looked at it with Julian. I thought it was an Intel repeat. That's literally what I thought we were doing. Just take a peek at this daily. It fell off a cliff after earnings. And then it had a nice little reversal second day, and then it just started going back down again. I really don't,
That one was a weird one because we took that play, right? Me and you, Julian, and I'm still in this trade. I'm still swinging it. I got December calls on it, so I'm still holding. But it was up, so the stock was going down on what was it, Tuesday that we took it, or Wednesday?
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
Stock was going down and my calls were going up, so I was up. Someone just texted me that it silenced me for 3 or 4 seconds. I think that was when you cut out, but all good. Anyway, so it was going up, so it was weird. I was up 15% when it dropped, so I was like, okay, so these calls are gonna be good if it pops tomorrow. And then the next day it popped, right, and it went up 4, 5, 6%. What was it? $4. It went up $4, and my calls went from 15% green to minus 48% by the end of the day.
Yeah, it was crazy.
What the fuck is going on? And that was that IV crush that hit us pretty hard on those. But yeah, I had a little bit of a bad feeling on it too when we were up green. I was like, I should just take this 15%. But every time I do that, it ends up being, Intel took Intel, cut those 15% green. So
yeah, the crazy thing was,
I still got faith in the trade.
The crazy thing was, I didn't take the trade till Wednesday. So you guys called it, and I said no. I said I'm waiting. I even told Julian he took it early, and then I waited a day for the full green day, and then I took the next day, and I just got slaughtered. Oh man, because it went up like immediately in the morning, and then just fell off a cliff.
Yep, it dropped like a rock.
What happens on Monday? Because it looks like it is putting in that double bottom support at 350. So,
I'm looking at
here,
that
here we go, Julian, trying to justify his losses.
I mean, hey, I don't know what we were thinking that was going to be 100% day trade, but in my
I didn't think it was going to be 100% day trade at all. I knew it was a swing, but
I did not expect it to reject.
It wasn't even the fact that it worked. I'm down on the. It pulled back, so that I expected to be down on. These 2 red candles on the daily, I expected to be down on it, but we got in on that first red candle, and the next day it bounced. I'm pretty good at understanding the Greeks and reading the Greeks, and there wasn't that much option volume, to give us that big of a
right.
IV crush on it, or even a theta. Even the theta wasn't that. Like, I'll pull up the theta on it right now and tell you.
No, the theta is tiny because our calls are so far out, but for some it just kept dropping, and I said, because I started back over with the small account again. I said I can't do this. I took my 70% loss and just moved on. I was like, I can't hold this.
Damn, so, 70%?
Dude, yeah, man, yeah, it was bad.
I'm still not even down 70% yet on it.
Yeah, that's what's crazy about it, because I waited 2 days to take it. So, and somehow, because like you said, that day it went down, but your calls went up. Yep. And I just missed out because I was busy, doing an actual job. But then so let's move on to Wednesday. Well, let's
We
see.
also hit on Tuesday. We hit OLB was another good one for
Oh,
70%.
I wasn't going to bring up
MVP.
OLB.
Why not?
Why? I mean, why talk about them all? People can go read the chat. People
Yeah,
should have
no,
been in
you're
the
right.
plays. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Yeah,
OLB
sure.
was a good win. I mean, it wasn't 100%, but
That's what I was
we'll
saying, though.
move
We
on.
started to slow down. So, like, it was crazy because the market was so hot, right? For the past month, we had one day where we hit what 500% plays that day, and that's not including the
Yeah.
options. Like, it was so hot, and then even the indexes are flying. The IWM puts in an all-time high. SPY puts in an all-time high, and we started to hit that wall midday. Just nothing happening. Friday, me and Julian were texting back and forth like, yo, we got to find something. It's like, we got to eat today, boy. We got to figure this out right now. And we couldn't figure it out.
Speaking of SPY, and on Friday trying to find something to do, how'd you end up on SPY on Friday? Both of you?
You talking about the SPY calls you told me to get?
No, well, that too. Did you end up getting green on that?
I ended up cutting it for a loss because I was impatient.
Oh man, dude, I felt
I
so
would have
bad.
been green.
Yeah, you would have been incredibly green because I called it right at the bottom of that bounce, and Julian grabbed him. He actually grabbed him like a couple minutes early. But
No. So against your better judgment, I went puts.
oh man,
I started fucking ripping. So I was like, you know what? I cut the puts. I think I was down like $1,000. I cut the puts. I loaded calls, and this already when SPY was halfway through its move, and I made losses back plus green. So,
Yeah. So I got
yeah,
in late on those calls. That's why I ended up taking a cut in it for a loss. I didn't know what contracts we were looking at, and you were working, and then you ended up responding, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
okay, and I just lapped them. I didn't even ask you when did you take these, what price. I just like, okay, bye.
Yeah, because Wonder came into chat and said, "Hey, I need to make money back on SPY. Let me know when." And I flipped over to the trading floor because I saw him typing, and I said, "Hey, Wonder, calls here." And then with SPY, it almost doesn't matter what calls you take. Like you just need to take calls, and they're gonna go up.
Pretty much.
But yeah, and then he's like, and then you guys are like, "No, we're not in." I'm like, "What? We've been sitting here for 10 minutes." But
why haven't you guys just been buying calls consistently? Because SPY just keeps going up.
Because we're bears. Me and Julian are bears.
Yeah, these two are bears. I'm pretty bullish. But these two are bears, and with SPY we don't.
I've been a bear, but the trend says otherwise.
Trend is the trend. You're
Yeah,
right.
the trend is the trend. Yep. But
What
we like to. I like to scalp the puts on the uptrends as well. Like I know it's dangerous, but like money in and out. Because it gives me something to do, but I don't get to do that anymore because I'm now busy. But let's move on to what are we on Wednesday now? Wednesday we got pets and evacs and dog, and we had a ton of a couple didn't OYST go today too that day too?
Let's start. Well, yeah, that would have been a swing. Yeah, so I missed putting the swing on there, but that swing is still current. So we like to put the swings after it's been up, goes up a good bit. We'll start to put our swings on there, and let's start with that loss though. We hit mark, right? So that day I had taken fun, right? Another setup on fun, and it ended up going a little bit, 18%, right? And Mark is a sympathy to Fun as well as DWAC, and they all run together, Benny. So I took Mark as well, and it popped a little bit, but I got in on the pop, so I got in late on Mark. So I should have gotten to Mark. I should have alerted Mark when I took Fun. Like the second I took Fun, I should have took Mark with it, and I would have gotten both of those pops. But instead, I decided to jump in on Mark late, and we took a little bit of a loss on there. But then Pet Z, that was the after hours I was talking about, how it just started heating up like crazy. So they had an offering. This was like what I keep saying. It was opposite day that day. They had an offering at 64 cents a share. and it dropped to 90 cents, and it went from 90 cents to $8 that day in the after hours, and it was just an insane run. But we got in at $3. I had chat alerted it, and I just scalped it, but it ended up flying. And then Wonder chat alerted dogs as sympathy, and I believe he actually, rode that one a good bit, so he got a nice 41% out of that.
Oh,
But Wednesday was hot for sure.
Wednesday was opposite day too, right? Because that was the day they announced the tapering
Correct.
numbers, and then Spy flew up, and you were trying to figure out why.
Yeah, so yep, Spy flew up on tapering news. Yep, they actually started to taper at a little bit less than what the anticipated dollar amount was going to be. I know they were looking at 20 to 25 billion, or was it trillion? Billion,
A
right?
billion.
And they ended up starting it off at 15 billion, and it ended up taking off as a result. I took puts just because I'm a bear, and we were overextended. And I was green multiple times on my puts throughout the day. I could have taken 20% right after I took them. I could have taken 15% again. I could have taken profit many times throughout the day. So I was holding those puts all day. And then it just rocketed. It ended up putting in an all-time high plus more. So I got cooked that day for sure with my puts.
Man, these bears, they'll never learn.
Yeah, I'll never learn.
But then we had some good scalp plays. I know everybody was talking JUPW, and you and Julian had some fun after hours with that too, right?
Yeah, we were slapping. I believe that was the day. Was that the day we were slapping JUPW? Was that the next
Yeah,
day?
yeah.
I think it was that Friday or was that?
I think that was Thursday. We were slapping it in the after hours. But it did do a nice little pop. We had Jupe W. I had costs off in the morning because I was so pissed. I posted a daily on AMC, right? And it was Monday that I posted the picture that I charted the daily, and it was ready. It was so ready to break out. And I wanted to dip towards the bottom trend line to get in on some calls, and I ended up missing. That would have been a huge play because it ended up flying from 35 to 40 something, and it ended up rejecting the top trend line. So we still have some time when it gets to the bottom trend again. But if you look at the daily on AMC, it's a fucking beautiful little chart there. I mean, I know earnings might fuck it up. Excuse my language, but earnings. Oh, it actually is breaking out of the daily now. So it did put in a nice green candle on Friday that broke it out of the daily there. But yeah, AMC was looking good, so I took cost as a sympathy, and it didn't give me as much as I expected, but we got a nice little pop out of it. And then we also had fun run over that BTTX again. So that was the second time we took BTTX for 23%. And then Wonder had alerted PTPI, which I had missed, which I was so pissed all day about that I missed in the pre-market. He alerted it, and it was the runner all day. He got in super early on that one, and it ran all day. So that was our big play or second big play because we did have pets for 171. But yeah, that was a monster PTPI. Y'all still there?
Yeah, sorry.
Yep.
My wife just texted me. She's at the casino and she won a bunch of free spins, and I had to respond because I do in the house. I do the rich person gambling, and she does the other gambling, is what we call it. All right, so let's move on to Thursday. I mean, I think our walk. I think we saw. Did you guys see that in pre-market? And was that one of the Discord members alerted that one,
So
or
no,
did
that
you
was
find it?
me in the after hours. That was Thursday after hours.
Oh, okay.
Our walk. Yep, our walk had taken off of. It had a FDA. Hold on, I'll pull it up. I like to when we go over news. I want to be on point with what the news was. So the news was that they hold on. FDA breakthrough device designation for reboot device. That was a catalyst that has been in the works for quite a while. I know a lot of investors were waiting for it. It hit. It did not go as high as I expected. I mean, I thought this was going to take off on Friday, but in the after hours, it ran. It went. We got in a little bit late, 165, ran to about 250, and then it just sold off for remainder of Friday was pretty much a sell-off fest. I had a couple good bounces that we played on Friday on it that we scalped, but otherwise, I was expecting a run to over this all-time, or not all-time, but 52-week high over here. I was expecting $5-6 out of this run, but it ended up only going 250, and then it just sold off.
Yeah, and then speaking of devices, what stock were we talking? I think it was in either Trade Ideas or just on the trading floor. Someone was saying we should look at it because it was getting switched over from a medicine to a device combo, and they were looking to try and play the bounce on the approval from the patents. And we were talking about it being like a couple month swing trade. Do you remember which one that was?
I don't think so. No.
I'm gonna have to go find it now because we were talking about it and we are saying, yeah, I'm like, I probably won't touch it till January because they won't have any of the paperwork ready till then. And we were talking about it.
Oh, I know. I remember. I don't remember I remember what you're talking about. Hold on, let me.
But anyways,
Shit.
Julian, what did you play on Thursday?
Thursday, let me see.
Or Whippet, what did you play Thursday? Did you have any monsters on Thursday?
Yes, Thursday I played BXC, Blue Lynx Holdings, and that turned out to be pretty good for me. The options on that, the November 19th calls, 65 cents. And then I was going to sell them at the end of the day, but my sell order didn't go through. And it's the lucky thing that it didn't, because in the morning they were up, and then they dropped down, and I panicked and I sold. I sold it at let's see, $1.19. Sorry, $1.35 a share.
So modest.
No, $1.10.
75%.
Yeah, modest 75%. No big deal.
Now, Whippet, are you mainly a options trader? Or do you trade equities, commons as well? What do you usually trade?
I until about I guess 6 or 7 months ago, I traded only shares. I mean, maybe an option here or two, here or there, but I've been hitting a lot of days on these options, so follow the money. But yeah, I mean, these I've done pretty well on some of these options plays, and I'll tell you. But a lot of these penny stocks that you recommend, they don't have options, and if there's opportunity there, I'll buy those shares. But anyway, on BXC, I sold at $1.10 on these contracts, and I was kicking myself because you know where they closed? $2.78.
Man,
Jesus.
and I did the same thing. I did the same thing 2 weeks ago with Julian. I called Microsoft 360 calls, or 345 calls, and I bought them at 23 cents a piece per contract, and I sold them at like 80 something. So I had like really good gains on them, like 150% or so. And then like I look at them the next day, and they're at $6.85 a share, an option.
$6.85.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
geez.
I was so sad.
Sounds like my Pfizer story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was in Pfizer for all this time. In the shares, I had shares of Pfizer, and then I had options too. And they just kept going down, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to sell. I can't, I wasn't really at a loss with the shares, but I knew that I had a $55 call option that was never going to be in the money, so I got out of them. and now they went up 11% on Friday.
I know. I was so
besides,
sick about that.
hold on.
Pfizer never runs like that. It's
Right.
FDA approval on the vaccine didn't even run like that.
Yeah,
And
because
then
it's such a mega float.
yeah, it's got a huge flow. And then they get some news about, I think they picked up a oral vaccine company they bought out, or what did Pfizer do? And it just
No,
ran.
it was their COVID pill.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was the
COVID
pill.
Because they proved that it was more effective than Merck's COVID pill, and that's huge. Merck went down 10% the same day.
So
Yeah,
So
crazy.
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
at the end of the day, I think we had a pretty banger week. We had some that we said we called some that ran further than we thought, and man, is it good to feel that way? Like it's better than it going the other direction, right? So if we're leaving some money on the table, is a little bit better than them taking money off our table.
Exactly.
But
now let's talk about Fat B too before we.
oh yeah.
So Fat B was for FATBB. It had 2 days in a row, right? So Thursday, Wonder alerted it early, no volume on it. Had like 100K in volume, and it halted. It opened up and just halted up 3-4 times, whatever it was, for 110% potential gains on that. It was a monster that day. That was on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
We also hit HCDI, was another Wonder alert. Wonder absolutely. It was like I was batting in the beginning of the week, and he came in and cleaned up the week with Wednesday, Thursday, Friday just smashed, right? So FATBB 2 days in a row, 110% the first day, and then we hit it the next day, right? 16.20 to over $30. I remember I was looking at the chart pre-market, and I had DM'd him, and I was like, yo, it's heating up again. I could see it. It was pre-market, right? It ran in the pre-market. And he goes, I just grabbed it, right before you DM'd me. I didn't know if I should alert it. I'm a little skeptical. I was like, fucking slap that thing, bro. And he slapped the alert out, and they couldn't halt it up because it was pre-market.
Yeah.
It just ran to $30 plus in the pre. So we hit it again back to back. That was a fire play right there. And then CNCE as well, we hit for another modest gain. I believe that one was, let me see here.
So,
Was that me or Wonder that alerted that? I don't know. Anyway, and then PTPI again we hit for 21%, and BTTX has been a cash cow this week, another 12%.
yeah.
Julian, what'd you play Thursday? Any big plays Thursday?
Thursday
Or Friday.
CNCE,
Or Friday, yeah.
CNCE, definitely that. We did do HCDI, Harbor Custom Development, but we never really saw any real movement from that. I don't know if you remember playing that, and it was battling with resistance and then support, and there was no real movement on that.
Yeah, that was
ADTX was a huge one. I don't know if we talked about that, where it ripped through that, what is it, $2.23 resistance and went all the way to what, 273 or 293?
Which one was that?
ADTX.
Oh yeah, ADTX. We haven't talked about that
was,
one yet. No.
Was that on Friday though? Because I'm looking
That
at
was Friday. No, that
Yeah,
was
that's fine.
Thursday.
Thursday or Friday that it
I
ran.
think that was Thursday.
Yeah, it was
Thursday it
Thursday
ran.
because that was
I
so
made
the
a lot.
ADTX. No, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
Oh no. So yeah, ADTX, HCDI, CNCE, dogs. We already talked about that.
Dogs, yeah.
And you know what he
Yeah.
didn't play this week that I DM'd him? Hootie. HUDI. Said, hey man.
HUDI.
I said, hey man, it's gonna bounce down. It's cooling off for a day. And
HUDI. Oh
I
yeah,
think
look at that.
I think this is another one with infrastructure play, with the new infrastructure bill going out. It has like a naval base bid that it won. So I mean, it's been on a tear.
Yeah, wow. Been on an uptrend for the past month.
Heard it.
It's been from $3 to over 35. It's just been mooning.
Yeah. So
Hootie?
Crazy.
yeah, Hootie. So let's talk about what are we looking at next week, and like what's your guys' process for walking through? How do you guys find what you find for your watch list? I know new traders ask that stuff all the time, but I want to know what you guys do to fill out your watch list. Where do you look?
Yeah, you go first, Julian, on that.
Really, I mean, I'm looking for things that, make a move into close. I'm very heavy on playing like daily charts with around a support level. Um, Really, I'm more of a conservative type of trader. So when I do pick my trades, I like fairly low risk. So I like buying,
Stop it.
as
Stop it. You're not conservative. Don't say those things. This guy's just lying through his teeth.
some of my trades, are conservative, but for the most part, when I am alerting like a swing or something, I will look for those, double bottom supports, triple bottoms. If we do have like a nice pullback and it's flagging, on the daily, I'm not, I like volatility and I like taking these quick day trades, but I would prefer to, take these, support plays and kind of swing them up. That's just,
Yeah.
I will crazy with spy though, and I will, do some stupid stuff. But you know,
Well, what are you looking at next week, Mike? And how did you find them?
So I've got quite a few on watch this upcoming week. So I know the infrastructure bill just passed, and I've got an entire watch list out for infrastructure plays that I like on the Discord.
Oh, I
A quick thing too, if you guys are watching this and you're not on the Discord, hit the link that'll be posted under it. Get in the Discord; it's free. We all work together. It's a growing community. A lot of love in the Discord. We joke around a lot. We have a lot of fun and we make some money. So I got a huge watch list for this week. A lot of infrastructure plays. I like OPAD a lot. It's a lower float. It had a nice run not too long ago. And that's going to be an infrastructure angle. I'm looking for a 1 hour break of the 200 EMA. And that would be a nice, if it can break that, I'll have a nice run up, I think, to at least 924, which is a resistance level.
Yeah. I just remembered Julian saying he's doing crazy things with spy, and then you said the infrastructure stuff, and he's holding these calls over the weekend, Mike. He's holding calls over the weekend, and he's just. Are you shaking right now, Julian? Are you excited for Monday at 4 a.m.?
Well, I mean, you guys know I like the rush, so I know it fell off about 70 cents in the close, which hurt. But I think the futures are looking green right now. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
but with Elon, I did mention this in our chat. Elon Musk, he tweeted, he's thinking about selling 10% of Tesla stock. So that is, gonna shake some people. I think big money obviously is not gonna worry too much about that, but retail definitely,
I think big money's gonna buy his 10%.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a problem.
A lot of people in the Discord were talking about going puts on Tesla, and I just would never bet against Tesla. I just think there's money to be put elsewhere. That money to be put elsewhere, and you can have a better gain because even with the minute position, 10% position that you'd sell, it will get picked up so quick. I think, and to be honest. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna have maybe a little dip on Monday. It'll have, and then it'll chug right up to an all-time high.
Yeah, I think
futures are down right now, so we're looking at minus 0.04% on the SPY right now. S&P futures. The VIX is still red though, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, but they don't open for a couple more hours after the weekend, right? Or are they open right now?
Futures are open 24/7.
No. They take a break on Saturdays or something, don't they?
Almost positive futures open 24/7. I could be wrong.
Okay, someone can correct me in chat. Yeah, neither do I. But no.
I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think that I think you might have more trouble with this infrastructure bill passing than you will with Elon Musk selling, a little position just to, cover his taxes this year.
I think the other problem with playing Tesla is you're not going to buy straight shares but if you are cool, then you can do that. That's one way to do it. But if you're going to try to play the options, they're so freaking expensive. I don't know how anybody can do that.
Even weekly is you're gonna spend far out the money, $3,000, $4,000 a contract.
Exactly.
For what?
Yeah. I mean, I can look at it. Last time I looked at it, it was I'm I was like $20 out of the money, and I'm like for a week out, and I'm paying $300 a contract. Like,
I'm looking at the
no,
script right now. If you're looking at puts, let's say right now Tesla's at 12.22, right? So if you
yeah,
want to go far out the money, let me do 40
and
strikes.
I
You're
know
looking at
Malipo's rolling over right now in his grave
let's say
because
you
he's
do even if you do 1,125 puts, right? You're looking at 1475 for your limit price. That's $1,400. So as far out of the money as you can go, 40 strikes this week expo. You're looking at $1,400 puts, 1475.
yeah, it's
It's
just crazy.
ridiculous.
But I digress. But you're looking at a couple. I know I put one in chat that I particularly liked. I don't know if anybody's gonna. I don't know how it's gonna work out. I still need to dig into it a little bit. But it was FLR. I was looking at options on FLR.
That
Little
was what you sent
downside.
earlier, right?
Yeah. There's a little downside because it doesn't have a lot of options volume. But one of the things I've been doing lately is looking for these mid to lower volume options trades that like no one's picked up on yet because they're so undervalued. I mean, like Intel was a perfect example of one that we picked up that like nobody was buying calls or trading calls, and I mean we picked up $50 strikes when it's $5 below at 15 cents a contract. Like it was it was crazy. But it's so I've been trying to find those types of plays. So that's mine that I'm looking at this week.
The low risk, high
Do you have a
reward.
Yeah.
liquidity problem in selling those?
I've been taking a month plus out, and what I'll do is I'll swing it for a week or two, maybe like a week, and then I'll use the next week to try and sell. Which usually no, I don't have a problem with it because if it's
If
on an
there's no
uptrend,
volume, there's no open interest, that scares me.
I'll tell
yeah,
you
but
now though that the implied volatility on FLR calls is not bad at all. So the only problem that I have with them is like the strikes that I would like. The plays that I would like to take are already up 400, 300,
yeah,
150%. There's a
because
lot
of the
of
earnings run, yeah,
yeah, exactly. That earnings run gave like if we found this before earnings would have been a nice earnings lotto. But there's so many infrastructure plays. Like if you go
yeah,
on the watch, I posted like at least 30 of them here, and if we could find a couple good ones that are at the bottom of at a support level, ones that haven't been hit yet. Grab a month, 2 out contracts on them. I have a feeling that they'll pay any one of these on this watch list. They'll pay just because of this infrastructure bill passing.
yeah.
As well as we got a whole week of earnings that this week's lineup of earnings are insane. We have so many earnings plays that we can mess around with, and maybe not hold into earnings. But if you look at the trend from last week, right? Earnings that earnings list I posted last week, all of those plays before the earnings report actually happened had to move up 3, 5, 10%, 6%, 8%. You go right through that list, and the day to 2 days before their earnings report, they had to run up. So if we catch a couple of those run ups on some options, that's why I was saying my main focus this week is going to be the infrastructure plays and the earnings reports. Maybe I'll lotto, I'll gamble a little bit because I'm a gambler into some earnings reports, but most of them I'm going to be playing the run ups. I'm going to be buying calls on the run ups, and like tickers like AMC, all these things I'll be buying puts on the way down.
Oh man, don't be telling anybody you betting against AMC.
I mean, the earnings report I am.
Yeah, I don't see their earnings being.
Great.
I mean, it'll be better year over year, right? Because last year they were
It
closed.
should be.
But
You're right. This last quarter, I bet against you. So you're right. Maybe I won't touch AMC just because last quarter I gambled AMC puts into earnings and I got smoked. They had terrible earnings, but it was better than the quarter before, better than the estimates, and it ended up running up. So I guess they don't technically have to have great earnings to have run up. You just got to beat the estimate.
exactly, yeah. So,
Wish is on here. Wish is, we should be able to get an earnings run up for Wish, even just because of the hype that's around it. There's Neo. Neo should have a solid run up into earnings. Oxygen we go puts on because it's
Is
going to
Workhorse
collapse.
on there?
Let me see. Blink is on here. That's going to be another one. Affirm should crush earnings. So I'll be looking to KPLT and I'll be looking at Affirm calls. KPLT though should catch the heat if Affirm's running. I know Julian loves KPLT.
Let's
Yeah,
Chase is on here. Sundial, Shift.
get out of here with Sundial. Stop mentioning that.
Sundial. Hyzon's another one that I have a high watch on right now. HYZON. I want it after earnings as a swing play. I don't want to hold this because it's not going to be the best earnings report in my opinion, but they just need to post any kind of revenue, and it shouldn't be a huge drop. And I've been doing some research on Hyzon the past couple days. I charted it out, and I'm super bullish on Hyzon, so I'll be looking to either play the run up into earnings or wait till after earnings and grab a swing on it because it's looking like it's about to flip the script on the daily and start to go on an uptrend. It's starting to reverse. It does need to get over a key resistance level first. So I'll be watching Hyzon a lot. HYZN will be on my watch list. If you go look at the daily on that, it's starting to break over this. It needs to get over that. What is that? 688 area, and it should be on its way.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and preference this out because we have to say it every podcast. Nothing we say here is financial advice. Take everything with a grain of salt. These are just our opinions and what we think might happen and what plays we might be taking later this week or on Monday. But I just want to preference that just by saying, gotta say it, otherwise everybody gets upsetty.
Yep. Now, I know before we we're kind of running over time here. It's just we got to get used to bringing some guests on. We'll have another guest for everybody next week as well. But I know before we close out here, Whippet wanted to do a little something for us here. We got the beat, Whippet. You got the beat ready?
Give me a sec.
Whippet's going to drop some verses. Whippet's had a little bit of a career in music. He wanted to show us some stuff here before we closed out, so we'll let Whippet take us into the close. And everybody, thank you for coming. If you're not in the Discord, the link's down below. Hit the link up. It's, like I said, it's free for all. We have a lot of fun. We do stuff like this. We got a lot of informational, educational stuff in there as well. And, everybody's great in the Discord. We all are like one big family in there. So definitely join us in the Discord. And whenever you're ready, Whippet.
Send it away.
Okay. All right. The Whippet's got a little snippet.
You want me to drop a beat for you?
Drop the beat.
Or do you need me to play the beat for real?
Right?
I can pull up the beat. You need me to pull up the beat real quick? I can pull it up.
Yeah.
Where is the beat? Which one out of the ones Julian's on?
Second one, 16 seconds.
Wu-Tang Clan Mob Deep. We're playing Mob Deep.
16 seconds in.
Yeah.
We're looking at the Wu-Tang Clan Mob Deep, right? Okay.
Wu-Tang Clan Mob Deep, old school type beat. You're going 30 seconds in. Drop it from their numbers, and Whippet's gonna hit us with the verse.
All right, Whippet. Are we ready?
Yep.
All right, send her off.
I don't hear the beat.
Oh, you want me to play it through Discord? Okay, hold on, give me a second.
You gotta play the. Oh, you're playing it on the YouTube.
Yeah,
okay.
I can play it. I can do it on both. Hold on. I got you. Let's see if we can do this. Oh God. Yeah, and you guys dropped this on me last second. Now I gotta figure out.
Just drop it on the YouTube like you were doing it.
Yeah, I'll drop it on YouTube.
Yeah,
all right, Whippet, ready?
Whippet, he's gonna tell you when to go. You're not gonna hear the beat. You're just gonna rap, and it'll be on a beat on the recording.
Okay.
All right, ready? Go.
Yep. We beat Morgan and Goldman and all of the toots. We trade Dow Jones and SPY and all kinds of feuds. We be loading up calls and loading up hoots. It's the Wolf of Wall Street without coke in our snoots. Improve your trades at Accolades.
Yeah, buddy.
Woo!
And on that note, we're gonna send it off. I might have with it send us a recording every week. Maybe we'll just have him do the recap in a wrap, and then we'll just talk futures and the going forward. But everybody have
Production. We out.
we out.
Bye.
Everybody have a good week. Good luck trading.
All right, everyone, have a good one. It was a pleasure once again. Julian, you have a good night, and Whippet, you have a good night. Numbers, you have a good night. I'll see y'all in the morning on the floor.
Yeah, boys.